What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Apple Juice Hour with Nobody Asked Us. With Daz and Kara, presented by Brooks Running. Apple juice beverages, and in real life, with Kara Gatcher. Let's go. What's up, Kara?
We're together. I'm so excited. The band is back together. Chris is here too, standing off to the side.
Dun, dun,
And we are here. Well, should we say where we are? We probably should.
I don't think so.
We're somewhere where we're doing a fun project.
The mystery project with the Apple Juice Hour. Make it up
that you'll learn about next week. But in the meantime, we get to just hang out.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
It's a very quick trip, but I think it's going to be productive and fun. And we still have work to do with this episode.
We do.
Plenty of things going on. But first, how was your travel in?
It was super easy. I had the least closest travel of all y'all. So, but you had fair. A little bit, you had 2 flight situation.
I did. It's always a long day from Traverse. So I went through Detroit and then flew here. And this was kind of a last minute purchase of the flights. So my seats were less than desirable.
Oh,
yeah.
Were you with like the regular folk?
Oh, Comfort Plus, but I was in a middle seat. You know, when you get like the upgrade and they're like, you're upgraded. And you're like, well, no, I'm actually in a middle seat. I don't know. What do you take? The back of the plane, window or aisle, but like even me, I'm cramped? Or do you take middle Comfort Plus and call it an upgrade?
I'm in the middle on the way home tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah. I'd rather be closer to the front.
I agree.
I like that bouginess. And a little bit more.
Yeah,
a little bit more legroom. Yeah.
Yeah, I love the legroom. I always felt kind of guilty, just like swinging my legs around. Tall ass guy walking by.
Totally stretch them all the way out.
Bye. Have fun back there. It's so mean.
Do you put your backpack up?
No, I feel like I put my roller up and I don't like taking 2 spots.
Yeah. Sometimes I get irrationally angry when I see someone put up their roller and their backpack. I'm like, you're being rude.
Unless you're in row 1. Or
right, like which you have to if you're in bulkhead. But it's like, guys, come on. Like there's spot. That's what the spot
protocol
under the seats
is
for.
Right.
Yeah.
What about people who are in comfort but then go use the business class restroom? What do you feel about those people?
Does that bother you? Well, it's not like I'm in first class that often. I'm not going to lie. It does not bother me. Yeah. But it is interesting because sometimes I am in first class. Every once in a while, I'll get like the upgrade. And then someone will try to come up and they'll be like, oh, no. And I'm like, oh, rude. Like, just let them go. It's empty. Right. Like, no one's there. Who cares? But I never try to go up there because I am nervous about getting that rejection.
That, I mean, that's like the worst case.
It's like the walk of shame.
Excuse me, you need to walk a quarter mile.
All of these people who know that you thought you were cool enough to come in a different class. Yeah, and then you have to go back. So no. What do you go and risk it?
No, I usually get a little irritated if there's like people queuing up for it. I'm like, bro, you got to go to the back and do that.
Right.
If you're not actually in this section, but if it's open, it's like whatever.
Right.
Today, I used the business one. It had just opened up and there was a big line in the back and I was like right there. So like, this makes more sense.
I hate airplane bathrooms.
Yeah, the goal is to not.
They're so gross. There's like the floor is always sticky.
International ones. It's actually incredible what can happen.
It's disgusting.
Like how
so gross.
How do people do that? How do humans do this?
I'm just like, you're not even trying.
No.
Like, come on. And like, it's always coming out of the trash. And like, I don't know. I really don't like to use an airplane bathroom. It's sometimes you just have to, but I really don't like to do it. And then I'm like trying to be good and be hydrated because flying dehydrates you. But
at what cost?
Yeah.
Like at what cost?
I'm walking, my feet are like, yeah, it's so disgusting.
I'm like, that's the sanitizer.
Yeah.
Put a bunch of it down on the floor.
You wish.
That's what I tell myself. Any bumps on the flight? Was it smooth? You have we don't want to give too much away, but a bumpy route in general.
Oh, it was super bumpy. Like they told us at the beginning, like you're not going to get your snacks and your drink. Only first class is getting their snack and their drink because it's bumpy out, bumpy in. So, it is what it is. But for me, it wasn't that far of a flight. So I just like locked in, finished a book I've been like procrastinating on, and we were here.
What book did you read?
I know. I just finished it today and I had to get my phone by me.
Wait a minute. Hold on.
Sorry. Wrong pick.
We need to talk about this photo you just pulled up. I'm not trying to look at your phone, but what is in this image?
Okay. So my niece turned 23 and I don't know how, but Adam and I got the call up to go on her bike bar with her friends.
Okay. I think I saw this.
Yeah. Like we are not cool enough to be there, but we got the call up. We went. But where we met to get onto the bike bar, they had a vending machine and they were selling stuff and they were selling bags of dicks. And I took a picture because I remember, I don't know if you remember, but you purchased a bag of dicks.
Well, I don't know if we actually told what the item was on the pod. I think we just had a mystery vending machine and said we had inappropriate objects. But,
okay, well,
but ladies and gentlemen, the big reveal from the trials was a bag of dicks.
So I see this and I go, oh my God. And they go, I know, isn't that crazy? And I go, no, Des bought one of those before. So I take the picture so I can show you. And I forgot to send it to you.
Yeah, we definitely got that. The problem, this is funny because after that trials, I had like 7 charges on my card. I was like, what are these? Like, what are these from? Like, what is this vending Orlando? I was like, someone has my credit card number. And I was like, oh no.
Oh, no. That was me.
It was like 6 mystery ones and then like a bag of dicks. So
yeah,
that's that.
And that's when poor Dakota came.
Yeah.
And we're like, we just got a bag of dicks.
And it was like, it wasn't just a bag of dicks. It was like dick paraphernalia.
Yeah,
all kinds
it was
of
like
different
little
things.
funny dick stuff.
Like maybe it was a sticker, maybe it was a little plastic model.
A little figurine.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway.
A bag of ducks.
Okay. So anyway, we'll move on from the ducks.
Yeah, that photo just frightened me. What are you doing?
I just showed it to you. Okay. Those empty eyes. Those empty eyes. The book. Okay. Back to the book. So I bought this book and then it's taken me a little bit longer than normal to read it because I've been caught up in this whole trial that half of the nation is gripped with and half of the nation doesn't even know what's happening. But I finished it on the plane today.
Okay.
Yeah.
What'd you think? Thumbs up, thumbs down, recommend to a friend?
It was good. It like the very ending really caught me off guard. Like actually the entire last 50 pages caught me off guard. So if you like mystery and you like being tricked, it's good for you.
Did you ever have a feeling that you knew the answer? Or was it like...
No, I was like someone close to her is involved, but I did not pick the people who it was at all.
You know what I hate with those types of things is when you like try to make your guess, and I always try to make my guess really early. And then, they take you in all these different directions and then they introduce someone right at the end and they're like, and that's who it was. And like, well, you can't do that. No, like you have to have a chance to get it right.
Yeah.
I don't like those like weird twists.
Yeah. My niece, she reads a lot of, is it McFadden?
No, I don't know.
Okay. Well, she wrote like the housemaid, the divorce, that. I've read a few of them. She got me one for my birthday, but she'll like make little Post-it notes. And like mark who she thinks it is so that when she gets to the end, she can prove it if she was right or not. Yeah. I was like, that's actually pretty smart.
Yeah. Because you can say it afterwards and everyone's like, liar.
Yeah.
You could always just write that Post-it note after.
No, she doesn't though. She does it for real. Molly, I know you do it for real.
I like it. Well, yeah. That's good. That's using your brain.
Yeah. How have you been?
Good. Fine. This is my first trip in a long time. I think since grandma's. That's the last time we were hanging out.
Good for you.
It wasn't London. We talked about that. I guess it was pre-show.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is my first travel since then. I went to Mackinac Island, but that's not like getting on a flight. It was fine.
Was it sad to go back to the airport?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't love it.
I know. It was my first trip in 3 weeks and I felt a little sad when I pulled up. Yeah. Drove past the Bronco with the devil eyes at the airport.
That thing's frightening.
It is so frightening.
Terrifying.
But now I'm here and I'm glad I'm here. But yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this is fun.
You're like, well,
I'm glad I'm here too. It's going to be a great trip. And yeah, no, so I ran a long run yesterday. It was one of those ones that like, I just didn't really want to do. So I brought my GoPro with me. I was like, oh, I'll record it.
Oh, nice.
And I took it out like twice, but then I put a little reel together because I was like, well, I recorded it. So I should
you have to put it on the gram. Okay. So you did a long run yesterday. What did you do today? Like, did you have to get up early today and get your run in?
I mean, I should have, but I didn't. So today's an off day.
Okay.
Unscheduled, but that's okay. And sometimes travel beats you up. And the goal was to kind of do a shakeout or something, but the beer looked enticing, so we're gonna go that route instead. But no, my Achilles has been pretty sore from the running, so I think it's probably not the worst thing in the world to take an extra day anyways.
Your Achilles is sore?
Yeah.
Is it from all the uphill running, do you think?
No, I think it's just like perpetually irritated, aggravated. And now that I'm putting on more miles, it's like
you start to feel it again.
More. Yeah.
Yeah. Are you going to get that worked out?
I mean, it's been like years. So maybe at some point, I don't know. I do feel like that will be a thing that they're like, oh, we actually have to like, you might need a surgery or something to shake that thing up. Because it's just always been there. And I can get work on everything and then it's still.
That sucks.
We'll see. Maybe
is it crunchy?
Like it's like knobby.
Oh.
Like it's a different shape than the other side. But it's fine. It always warms up. So no biggie. No biggie. It'll be fine.
No biggie. All right. Well, that sucks, but
could be worse
for the long run.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, did we shoot the shit long enough? Should we talk about some current events in the running world, or you just want to keep talking about random things?
We can talk about current events, but I will say that I can't remember when, but we mentioned Jenny Simpson on the pod at one point. We said we weren't going to talk about it till we knew more. And last Friday maybe, or last Thursday, she put on Instagram that she had cardiac arrest, actually twice, had some surgeries, that she was doing better, and she would be on CBS News on Saturday. Mm-hmm. So you can actually Google that. It's really good. They did a piece on her. And then she turned 40 yesterday, and she had her husband and her had like a gathering. And so I got to see her.
Nice.
And she looks amazing.
Great. Yeah.
And I was telling you earlier, like, I mean, go read or go watch the CBS thing. And also there was a story in the Atlantic today or yesterday about it too. And she's going to be on Rich Roll and she'll continue to tell her story, but so many miracles fell into place for her to be here right now. And, you know, it's just like when someone goes through something like that, you don't really know what to expect, but she looked amazing.
That's so good to hear.
She looked like rested and happy, and I'm sure that there's going to be a lot of down periods because her life is changing dramatically, but I just didn't know if we were going to see like a fragile Jenny, right? You know, and
how do you come back from that? Are you the same person? There's just so many things that can be different.
But she was like still Jenny. She was bossing us around, telling us how to go through the food line. She was like organizing everything. I was like, she looked fantastic, and it was so good to see her.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
well, that's good to hear. We all appreciate the update.
Yeah, it's awesome.
So we'll keep an eye out. Do we have any time frame on when the pods or articles are dropping? Or
I think that Rich Roll episode comes out. She told me September 6th, maybe the 2nd or the 6th.
Well, we're not trying to plug the competition, but we do like Jenny. So give it a watch.
Give it a listen or a watch for sure. Yeah. And check out the CBS thing. And then the thing in the Atlantic was really good too. It gave more detail. So I think she's just like, I appreciate that everyone has kind of like been quiet and let her when she's ready to tell. And I think she's ready to tell, but like still on her own terms. So, but it's just amazing. And honestly, like, it's amazing that she's with us right now.
The family's had like the craziest highs and lows.
Yeah.
Like, 'cause I go back to that fire at the house, and it's like, everything's destroyed. Oh, except us. And it's like, boom, boom, boom.
Yes.
Like, crazy. So,
I know. But, well, she's in Colorado now, recovering and doing great. And it was so good to see her. And yeah, like I said, I didn't know if she would be like frail or something, but I was like, oh no, that's Jenny. I know. It was awesome.
That's great.
So yeah. Okay. Cool. So that was kind of just news, just because in general, she talked about that last week. But okay. So do we want to get into some like race highlights?
Sure. Where do you want to start?
This is the funniest thing. Like when we're at home, we're like, boom, boom, boom. We're together. And we're like, we don't know what to talk about.
I feel like it's been a strange week though, because like 2 Diamond Leagues, but they were sort of at the middle end of the week, and then there's other things going on, blah blah blah. But I do think we should talk about the 2 Diamond Leagues.
Okay,
really great men's 5,000, really great men's 15. Obviously hyper focused on those, but if there was anything else I was missing, by all means, let me know.
Yeah, I think Well, I think in Lausanne, the women's 8 was interesting just because Audrey Wero won, but it was like Femke Borders Bull. It's like she realized she could kick. Like we've seen her run the 800 so many times this year, and she's like, it's a little bit faster every time, but she never really kicks. And it was like with 50 to go, it was like she thought, oh, I
have the confidence, I have the experience, I have the legs.
Yes. Like, and all of a sudden you saw her open up and she looked more like the Femke Bull that we knew as a hurdler. And she closed the gap, and Audrey Wero still won, but they were less than 1/10 of a second apart, I think. And it was the first time that I've seen her be aggressive at the end.
Yeah.
And one of the things I really respect about her is she's been like, I'm learning this year. I don't have all the answers. I don't know this event. I'm learning. And I think that she has been okay with not winning and just learning, but it was cool to see her be like, wait a minute, maybe I could win this.
Do you think that's like a mental unlock for her? Do you think she'll look different moving forward with the knowledge she has just from this year, but then also now a confidence that she can race the full distance?
I think so. That's the best. Like, that's the first time I've seen her race it. Mm-hmm. Where every other time this year that I've seen her run, and like, I am not judging her. She's been extremely well. Yes. But it's sort of like she just falls into line and follows Keely or Audrey and is, never really challenges. Mm-hmm. And this is the first time I saw her race. And so I do think this is an unlock.
Yeah.
What about you?
Yeah, I think the same thing. I mean, I think, as you said, she's been running it. She's been learning it. She's been gaining confidence over that second lap. And now it's like, oh, I have all these pieces and I know how to race. And she's like just a really tough, gritty killer of a racer. Mm-hmm. And so now we see her bring that piece. I think it'll be a different Femke every time she lines up moving forward.
Totally. And then our pod guest, he raced, Brandon Miller.
That's right.
He raced the 800 there. He ended up third.
Pretty wild field.
It was a wild field. So you had the Olympic champion, Olympic silver medalist, Olympic bronze medalist, actually. And the Europa was like out so hard.
Yeah.
It was
I can't
crazy.
remember what the pace request was. It was pretty aggressive.
I feel like it was like 48 seconds.
Ambitious.
It was like, I think it was 48 and he was on it.
Yeah.
And then everyone else was a little bit off, but you just could see on the backstretch Marco just start to tighten up. And then it became a race really with Wignoni and Miller and Sajati, but they were also kind of tightening up. And it was it looked to me more like a traditional 800.
Yeah.
Where everyone was trying to like keep it together instead of, we've seen a lot of 8s this year with Cooper Lechtenhaus and Brandon Miller like blasting the last 100. Yeah, but this seemed more like a traditional where everyone was kind of tightening up and everyone was just trying to keep it together.
The bear with the piano was back.
Yes, yeah.
Everyone was paying dues.
Yes.
Like, oh shoot, I got to carry 2 bears because I've been getting away with this the last couple of races. Yeah. No, it definitely. I saw the athletes lounge and it was pretty funny to watch because everyone was calling someone different and then they would just change and rotate. And that was just the last like 75 meters. Where, like, you don't really know. No one looked
no one
spectacular.
Looked good.
Like they were running away with it.
Yeah.
So it was funny.
But B. Miller got third and ran his second fastest time ever. Yeah. And I just feel like he's still on a roll, man. He's not afraid to compete with those guys. He's sandwiched between all the Olympic medalists there. So that was cool.
Yeah. He's definitely competing like he belongs, and he does. He's proven himself this year, so it's good to see him mix it up with those guys.
Yeah. Okay, so then there was also a men's 5,000, which we were chatting about, which I can't believe how different the 5,000 looks than it did a decade ago on the men's side.
Yeah.
It's super hard to describe, but it's just so different. All these Americans late in the race there, I mean, winning them, and like, Parker Wolf won the 2 mile at Pre. Grant won one earlier this year. Nico won one last year. It's just so wild.
It's like common now. It's not unheard of for an American.
Like you hear the bell and there's Graham Blanks is looking good. Nico Young's looking good. Parker Wolf's looking good. And they're all right there. And I'm just like, this is so, it's awesome, but it's just so crazy.
It's different.
It's different. Sure. Yeah.
What do you think that is? I mean, I think there's a huge step up in American ability, belief. We've had medalists and breakthroughs. Those play a big factor. But also, what do you think of the depth right now? Is it missing, or is it just like super selective of who gets into these diamond leagues? Do people hit the roads earlier? What is there any changes, or is this just what it is?
Well, it's interesting because this, the 5,000 is an event that was like dominated by Kenya and Ethiopia for years and years and years. And we're just not seeing those athletes show up in those big numbers. And I don't know, there's a lot of reasons it could be. It could be there's better drug testing. Like, I don't know. And yeah, we still see, it's not like Kenyans and Ethiopians are not good at it anymore, but it's just, you don't see, it used to be like one American in the entire field. Right. And now, there were multiple in that. Grant Fisher was in there, right? And now I don't know, it's just different. And I do think there's been a mental shift of we can do it, which carries a lot of weight. And that 13-minute barrier is no longer, I think with super shoes and just a lot of different things, that 13-minute barrier is no longer like scary for Americans anymore. Yeah, that mark I feel like is long gone. That used to be, like when I was racing, only Bob Kennedy could do it. And he went and trained with Kenyans and he was the only guy that could do it, the only American. And now it's no big deal.
Right.
And so I do think that helps them because the 13-minute barrier doesn't seem so scary. They can get in and actually race. Does that make sense?
Yeah, for sure. I was trying to look up the full results real quick. Sorry for dialing into my phone.
I actually have them, I think, because it was just fascinating to see. Okay. So the win was Burhani Balu. Yeah. For the win. 12:57.55. And then Parker Wolf second, Nico Young third, Graham Blanks fourth. So Americans go 2, 3, 4. And they were all kicking. Like with a lap to go at the bell, they all looked so good. I have to say, I thought that Nico Young was gonna be the guy. And then I thought he timed it like perfect. And then Parker Wolf moved out so wide and was just rolling.
I always go back to that trials race where Parker Wolf was on the track doing something totally different than the rest of the field. Like the way he closed down that last lap, I was like, holy shit, this kid has got a lot left in the tank. So I don't know. I think people are pretty surprised by it, maybe, but they shouldn't be. And now he's teamed up with Nico Young as a training partner. Mm-hmm. How do you think that dynamic is? Is this like, do these things frustrate them? Are they like happy for each other? Does anything change after something like this? What do you think?
Well, I think that it's a delicate balance, right? Like we'll talk about Ethan Strand, who specializes more in the 1500, and he and Parker Wolf went to UNC together. Now they train together. One's a 1500 meter guy mostly. One's a 5,000 meter guy mostly. I feel like those training groups are way easier when you're helping someone like Ethan's helping, Parker's helping Ethan with his, speed, endurance. Strength, and then the speed part, Parker can help Ethan. I think Nico stayed with Coach Smith out of college and kind of started, I think there was already a group there, don't get me wrong, but he was like a big name and he stayed. And now there's a whole Nike group built around Coach Smith. So I don't know. They train together. They seem to get along really well, but it is difficult, I think, when you and your teammate are fighting for the same spot. And it's not impossible to do that. I've done it with Amy for the 10,000 and Shalane for the marathon. But you have to really be able to put like certain feelings and things aside. And your coach knows what your strengths are and what your weaknesses are. And the same thing for your teammate. Yeah.
What are those coaching conversations like when you're in a race with a Shalane or an Amy and you know that your coach is going to have that meeting next, like, do you still trust and buy into everything the coach says? Do you wonder if they're keeping something a little bit in the pocket? Do you think and you don't have to get into the specifics or details, but is that a tough position to be in as an athlete who has a coach doing all those different things?
Yes, it's definitely a difficult position because your coach wants you both to be successful, but your coach has one that they think is going to be better. Yeah. Not always, but usually. And if you're the person who, your coach wants you to do well and believes in you, but really thinks the other one's better. I mean, I've been in that position. It's just tough. You're like, it's okay. Yeah. You're like, you're giving me this plan and it is my best chance. But for me, I'm like, I'm going to be at a deficit early on with this plan.
Right.
And I don't know. I think that coaches just have to be really, really good. And I do think there are athletes that can work together and they do a really good job. I mean, like this group seems to be doing really great. We see this with Diljit's group and multiple women running the steeple or running the 5,000. So I just think it takes a special relationship and trust.
Yeah.
And the coach really cannot have favorites.
Right.
Which most coaches do.
Yeah, that's totally fair. I mean, I think that's a hard thing. And it's something that, we just see results, we see the races, but there's all these things behind the scenes. And then you hear about it later.
Yeah,
it's like,
totally.
Oh, well, actually in this scenario.
It's like years later when they leave the group and then they say.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it seems like, the group seems to be really clicking for Mike Smith's team because obviously Ethan Strand had a really great race as well over the weekend. But we're going to get to that yet.
Not yet.
First, we have to rank how we're feeling about Grant Fisher. Is this race, does it move you back over to we have to move on to the roads? Does it say this is nothing, it's a one-off? Where are we at with our Grant Fisher feelings?
Well, it's so funny because earlier we were like, maybe he needs to move to the roads, and then he won a Diamond League.
Right.
And we were like, never mind, he's great. I watched an interview with him before this, at the press conference, and he said that his initial idea for LA 2028 was to run the 10,000 and then run the marathon. And actually, they'll be way further apart than they normally are because in LA for the first Olympics in I don't know how many years, track is going to be first, not second. But the marathon is still, so usually usually swimming starts and track finishes, but this time they're flipped. But the marathon will still be at the end. So a 10,000 marathon double at this Olympics is extremely interesting. Yeah. Like for me, that would have been like really hard to, that would have been the dream, honestly, because they're going to be so far apart. And so he said that was his initial thing that he had on his mind. And then he talked about how now that the trials are a little bit different, the marathon trials are in March, the 10,000 is going to be separate, and the track trials are in June, I think. And they're saying the marathon or the 10,000 trials will be like a month before. So he's saying, well, that's actually pretty close to the marathon, which is a whole nother conversation we could have, because I think that's going to affect a lot of people who normally, if the marathon doesn't go well, they come back and try for the 10,000. But now
you got to know,
you have to kind of know. Yeah. But so I like where his head's at, I don't think it's that he can't make the 5,000 team. I like this idea of the 10,000 marathon double, but I don't know. I mean, like, I feel bad ever talking about Grant Fisher because he's so good.
Yeah.
And he has I think he has the indoor world record in the 5,000 and the 3,000. He has 2 Olympic medals. He has, the American 10,000 meter record. It's like, he's so good.
Yeah.
So it's weird to just like question him, but looking at this, the Americans go 2, 3, 4, and then he's 11th, and that's not bad, but he's a good 10 seconds out of the win. Again, it could just be an off day,
right?
But men do peak earlier, and Grant has been training hard for a while. He's not like a person who, I don't know, started the sport at 20 or something.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. He's been at this a long time.
Yeah. So, and we also know he's very calculated and measured and very deliberate. So he's weighing this stuff in his mind.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That's my long-winded way of saying I don't know. But what about you? What do you think? Like if you're Grant or you're Grant's coach, what are you thinking right now?
I mean, I think that this is just an off day. I mean, he's 10 seconds off. He looked flat. He didn't look comfortable. But I also think he can't have an off day when he gets to the trials. Now, he's super consistent. He's pretty reliable. But I do feel like there's been more and more times where he's just been a little bit off. And the groups around him are so good now that he just can't have an off day. So whatever he commits to, I think he'll be great at it because if he's on, he's great. But if he's a little bit off his game, I think he's going to be in trouble, or at least it will be a lot more difficult because the competition is really rising.
I just feel like 2028 is going to be here before you know it. Yeah. So it's just, I feel like I'm a little bit nervous for him because it puts a lot of pressure on next year to make decisions.
Yeah. I mean,
and
absolutely.
I think he was hoping to get some insight this year with doing the half marathon and then doing some track, what feels better. And the roads, his experience on the roads weren't bad, but it wasn't like a home run.
Right.
And then the track has been kind of up and down. Like we saw him win that Diamond League, right. But then we saw him look a little vulnerable at USA's and he looks a little vulnerable here. So I just feel like 2027 is going to feel kind of pressure heavy for him. Hopefully he doesn't feel that way, but
I'm sure he does. When are the World Championships next year?
They are in September.
Okay. So, I mean, you got to think that takes...
And they're in Beijing.
You're not doing a fall marathon because...
No, not if you're doing that.
I guess you could technically do a fall if you're doing the trials and you're a marathoner because the trials are end of March. So that gives you enough time to recover and the whole thing. But I think going World Championships fall marathon, trying to get into the trials, that would be tough. So really you're looking at spring.
Yeah.
To make that decision.
That would be my guess, is that he'll run a spring marathon.
Yeah.
If he's serious about doing that double. Yeah.
Where would you go?
I think that based on his track pedigree and the way that he talked about, so he ran the New York City half for his first half. We've both run it. It's hilly. It's not an easy half. The way he talked about how he was saying afterwards, it's very different with hills. It's a very different challenge. So for me, I would send him to London if I was his coach.
Yeah.
What about you?
I would do Houston, London. I mean, you could maybe even squeeze in like a Valencia this year, something like that to get out in front of it. But yeah, I would learn the distance first, take out all the variables, like cover 26.2, learn fueling, learn the pace, all of those things.
But Grant Fisher's not going to debut in Houston. He's going to get so much money to debut at a major.
I mean...
Maybe Tokyo?
Galen Rupp debuted at the Olympic trials. It worked out well, I bet, for his pocketbook.
Yeah.
Don't love it, but...
Yeah, that's true.
If you make the team.
Yeah. And maybe he's confident enough to do that.
Yeah.
He seems to me like the kind of person that wants to experience it so that he knows he's ready for it. Because remember, he's the bronze medalist from one Olympic cycle ago in both the 5 and the 10. You know, he's not chopped liver or anything.
Right.
And even last year, people were like, oh, he had an off year and he was 8th in both at World. So that's still really good.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We could ask him to come on, but I'm just, I would think that he's the kind of athlete that wants to know and experience it. So maybe he ends up debuting at the trials. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, I guess my thing is, I'm not sure for him it would be about a check.
Well, I think he's doing fine monetarily, but I also think there's a point where it's like, if you're going to get $500,000 versus 50.
Right. I mean, I
don't know.
Yeah. I think that swing is a bit much, but I think London to Houston would be not that different.
Okay.
That would be my guess.
All right. Well, you have more intel than me.
That would be my guess.
The game has changed since I did it anyway. So then maybe that does make more sense.
I don't know. But I mean, and then maybe there's the element of like, I just want to go in, check this box, get the time, whatever, and what's best for my recovery.
I wonder if so he's running ultimate. Mm-hmm. And I wonder if he's going to need a break.
Yeah.
He seems a little tired. I know that he said earlier, this is my summer of running fast. I don't feel any pressure. There's no championship. I don't have to hang on to any sort of fitness or worry. But he's just looked flat basically since USA's. That doesn't mean he can't turn it around or that he wasn't sort of training through this last Diamond League or anything. But I wonder if he mentally is going to need a break, which makes me think, could he be ready by Houston?
Yeah, that's a a very fair question.
I think
as well.
this is funny that we just talk about people. Yeah, maybe it's that beer in me, but I'm like, wow, we literally just like talk about people.
No, I just think it's like fun to try to strategize. Like if you were advising them and you're like, hey, this is like, what is your goal? Let's work backwards. Let's see what gets you to reach that goal. But also as a professional, your job is to do this for money. So like, what's going to pencil out to be the most money in the end? Is it this one day that might go well? Or maybe you're going to get reduced by 50%, or else like, let's think about putting less up front, but then the return, if you know, so I like to strategize like, what are the scenarios for people and what I would advise them is all. But yeah, we are just talking about
I know. It's like, I mean, I guess that's what we've been doing for 3 years, but I don't know if it's the beer or what. It just hit me. I'm like, wow, we're just like gossiping about people.
I don't think it's gossiping. I think it's just hypothetical.
I mean, I know this is what people do. This is what all writing podcasts do. Yeah. I think he could crush a London. He's so efficient. Like I do think that he's gritty, and he was a good cross country runner. So I think he could end up being a great New York or Boston runner. But I think if I was coaching him, I would want him to do something flat for his first one. It doesn't have to be London necessarily, but he's efficient. The paces are going to feel so relaxed for him compared to his 5K paces.
Yeah.
And
okay, let's compromise.
Okay.
He runs Houston half.
Okay.
As a build up for London full.
I like that plan.
Okay. We're done. Grant. We'll get that set.
Yep. We'll set that up for you.
Got a plan for you. And if it doesn't go well in Houston half, the pace doesn't feel right. If you're not, efficient, then we change the plan.
We change the plan. You can always shift. It's not set in stone. Okay.
We've solved that.
Okay, great.
Let's move on.
Okay. All right, let's talk about the men's 1500 because this event continues to be spicy and interesting.
It's a fascinating one.
Fascinating. So there was another Diamond League.
Silesia.
And it was the return of Cole Hawker.
Correct.
Who we haven't seen since I don't think.
No USAs, yeah.
Yeah, so it's been a while since we saw him, and he has said that his focus was later in the season. This Zurich, Ultimate World Champs. So it was the return of him. And then Ingebrigtsen was in there. Mm-hmm. And it was his first 1500, right? That we've seen.
Yeah, he won the 5,000 at Euros.
Won the 5,000 at Euros.
Welcome back.
I know. I was very impressed.
Yeah.
Also because he did it in a kick in the very end.
Right.
He didn't pull away 3 laps to go. So he was back. And then there's other great people in there too. But then Ethan Strand, who I'm always saying to the people at NBC, Ethan Strand is going to be good. He just needs more experience.
Okay.
He has the talent, but he doesn't, this is going to sound so bad, but he just doesn't know how to quite race yet at this level. Yeah. But the talent is there. Yeah. And so we saw him last year get second at USA's. He got knocked out at World Champs. And again, I just think it was like lack of experience. And then this year he's been having a pretty good year. Like he's been up close to a lot of things. Chris and his Margie. And then he won.
He did.
And he beat all these big guys and he looked good. And even then he was a little boxed in and it wasn't the cleanest race. It was a little bit sloppy.
Are you surprised he won? Was that like jaw on the ground, or is it like, no, he's been capable. Like you said, he just needs the experience and now it clicked? Or were you still like, oh, this is sooner than I expected?
I think that what surprised me, if anything, was that it wasn't a clean race. It was still choppy, a little sloppy. Yeah. He was boxed in. He was kind of fighting for position late. And it just backs up my belief that like he's the real deal.
He's got it.
Yeah. And as soon as he's doing the best thing he can do right now is just putting himself in race after race and learning, because once he really learns who he is as a tactician, he's going to be really hard to beat.
I mean, it's a little reminiscent of Cole Hawker and Cooper Tier. Like back in the Oregon days before the last games. I mean, they had that breakthrough mile indoors. I think it was during COVID, and everyone was like, who are these guys? What? And then the UNC boys, Strand and Wolf, were kind of similar. And it seems like it just feels like a similar trajectory.
Yeah.
So wouldn't be surprised to see Strand do something pretty special on the world stage and the Olympic stage. And you kind of look at the last couple games with the Americans really showing up in that distance.
Yeah, you just think like it's not stopping, right? Cole Hawker was, I think, 6th in Tokyo. Then he wins in Paris with Naguse 3rd and Kessler 5th. and they're all still in the game. You have Ethan Strand coming up. I also am happy to see Ethan Strand have success because he was second at USA's last year, but now he's been elevated to US champion because Jonah Koech has been DQ'd because they were able to show in his biological passport that he was blood doping. He denies this.
Sort of.
I mean, he accepted the sanction, but then he said after, well,
it's a little wishy-washy.
I didn't do it. Yeah.
Right? Like pickling.
I don't know how much I want to say here. I'm just annoyed by that whole situation. Yeah. And I think what really bothers me is that it just shows what doping does because Ethan Strand should have won that. And Hobbs Kessler missed out on that team. Yeah. He finished 4th. So it was Koech, Strand, Hawker. Kessler's 4th. And we all remember those interviews after where he said, I don't know what I can do.
Right.
I've done everything I can do. I don't know. And he was so crestfallen.
Yeah.
And he didn't get to go to a world championship where he gets more experience, where he gets to race the top guys. Who knows, make another final. Like that didn't happen. So it sucks for Strand and it sucks for Hawker, but the person for me that it sucks the most for is Hobbs Kessler.
I guess if you've been in the sport long enough, you've had that moment where you're like, I don't know what else I can do. And I'm clearly just not good enough. It's like gaslighting.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think of 2016 Olympics where like 2 of the top 5, I think there was at least 3 personally, but you're like busts within the first year. They keep their medals, the whole thing. And you're like, oh, okay, well, it makes more sense, but it doesn't help that the last, 8 months I've been like, I'm just not good enough.
Right.
And I do feel like we've seen Hobbs this year seem different. And you go back to that moment where it's like, well, you go all in, you move all the chips in and you find out, the point is to find out how good you can be, but you don't really have an accurate measuring like barometer instrument because this one isn't real.
Right.
So I don't know. That's frustrating.
It's so frustrating. And last year, Jonah Koech was PRing like crazy. And I think a lot of us were like, this is insane.
Yeah.
And so I just hate doping so much. It just steals so much. But so I'm especially glad to see Ethan Strand running so well because I don't know. He never got to have that moment of breaking the tape. So we got it this weekend.
There you go.
Yeah.
Good for him. It was awesome to see. And I do think some of the thing with his momentum and just confidence comes from watching his 2 teammates run that 5,000 and you go back to that group looking so good. It's impressive how well they're doing as a team.
Yeah.
And I do think that complementary strength and speed is working out really well for that group.
I have a question for you. This is going to catch you off guard.
Okay.
But this is something Chris and I texted about with the women's 800.
Yeah.
I'm starting to think more and more that the women's 800 is a young women's game, like young.
Yeah.
Like it's hard to do it for more than a few years.
Do you think it's young in short career timeline or is it just young?
I'm thinking it's not that I see a lot of women continue. I'm thinking of a woman right now who's still racing and she was placed very high in Tokyo, but it's like you're hot for like 2-3 years. And then it's I don't know if it's just so hard on the body. And I want to be wrong, but I'm just saying it out loud because it's something I've noticed. It's like these women at 19, 20, 21 are crushing it. And then they're still there, but it's
lost that.
Yeah.
How old's Femke?
I don't know.
See, I feel like, but I mean, I think it's sort of, I think it's a really demanding event and maybe your lifespan in the event is short.
Yes.
Because maybe it's just so taxing. But I do wonder like her experience and maybe not, I mean, it doesn't seem like the hurdles are easier per se.
Right.
But maybe it's just like the freshness of it. Yeah. Give her a little window.
That will be interesting because Chris just said she's 26. I would not have guessed that.
Yeah.
But Wero is outlier. 22. Yeah. I mean, everyone else is so young when we saw a thing Mo and Keely win. And so I don't know. I want them all
stuff too. where it's just like you're incentivized to go all in at a young age.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I'm shocked that Femke's 26. Anyway, I just wanted to put that out there. It's something I'm like starting to think about and paying attention to.
Yeah.
Is this event not so much for the men, but for the women? Is it a younger woman's game? I don't know. So I'm just putting it out there.
What are you seeing in the 15? I mean, is it like, okay, I've exhausted that top
I'm
end
not
in the
seeing
8,
that in the 15.
and then you can move up. So maybe it's
I mean, we saw Daguma, who's a 800 meter indoor world champion, beat Jess Hall yesterday in the 1500. Jess Hall played it perfectly. Finally looked like Jess Hall of 2024, and then she got beat by her, which I was shocked. Huge PR for her. I think a 2-second PR. So I don't see it as much in the 1500. I see women in their 30s running really well.
Yeah.
In the 1500. Georgia Hunter Bell is in her 30s.
I feel like the distance gives more room for strategy, which gives more room for experience and like race savviness and things like that to factor. So like the longer the distance, the more time for that to happen. But on the flip side, like the marathon just seems like a sprint now. So
I know.
Who
knows? Yeah.
All right, wait, before we move on.
Okay.
Speaking of sprinting on the roads, there's another topic we can get into.
Oh, okay.
But we've talked about Grant Fisher and our game plan for him.
Yeah.
What are you doing if you're Hobbs Kessler? What's your game plan right now? What are you thinking? How do you rebound from missing that team last year? Does this drug bust make you feel in a little way like, oh, maybe I was on the right track? Like, where's your headspace at if you're Hobbs Kessler?
So he was in that 1500 yesterday. He didn't look great. He set that world record indoors this year. 2K? Yeah. 2K world record. And then he was like limping after, and I think he had like a little injury. He is so young still too, right? I don't want to see him move to the 5 yet.
Right.
I want to see him stay in the 15, but what I would like to see him do, since we're just going for it, I'd like to see him spend most of 2027 running the 800.
Okay.
And get really good at quick technical races, get that speed back, and then carry that into the 1500 into 2028. What do you think?
You know, we were talking a little bit about this before we started recording, and I think there's something about the number of championships and Olympics and all the things in the last several years. Yes. And I wonder if these guys having a little bit of a down, flat, off year might be the guys who are the most rejuvenated and ready to go in 28.
Yeah.
I think there's a young crop that didn't make a team. They're just hungry. And 4 years is a long time to hold that. But it's a little more doable if you haven't done championship after championship. But I like that it's a little bit of a regroup year for Hobbs. And we say that after you just said he ran a world record this season. So like it seems flat, but also I think he's still a 1500 guy.
I think so too. And that applies to Grant too. I mean, I think Grant was in Tokyo where he was 5th, I think, in the 10,000. Then the next year where we're world champs, Budapest, where he was 4th. You know, like he's just been like going. And so it's okay that this is the best year to feel a little flat, and emotionally and physically of so many of these people have to feel so tired.
I mean, ironically, you could say the same thing about Cole Hawker.
That's true.
Like this year's been meh.
Yeah. That's true.
But I wouldn't count him out. I wouldn't be like, oh, he needs to move up or he's done or whatever. No. It's like he's an Olympic champ.
Right. And a world champ.
And the world champ in the 5,000.
Yeah.
So like he's interesting year and it could be very strategic. Like let's do this training that looks very different this year. You might not see it in the races, but we're playing a long game right now.
Right. I know the next year will be so interesting, right? With the world champs back on. You'll have to keep coming back. Okay. Well, one thing I am excited about is that, and I have to admit that when I first heard about the World Ultimate Championships, I was like, do we need another championship?
That's right. There is a championship this year. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, well, it's not. But I am impressed with the fields that they've been able to pull together this first year. Yeah. It's going to be a 3-day competition, 3 hours each day. And the fields are looking really good. And as we continue on with this 1,500 meter narrative, they were saying that at first there were no wild cards at all. And then they discussed having a wild card, but just one per event, if even. And now we have 2 wild cards into the men's 1,500.
As they should.
They should. I agree. So we have Jakob Ingebrigtsen and Josh Kerr wild card into the final, because the 1,500 is a straight final at the Ultimate World Championships. This is what the sport loves, right?
Yeah.
We have the 2 of the biggest names, even though, well, Josh set the world record. Ingebrigtsen's still kind of coming back from injury, but this is what we want to see.
Who else is in the field? Do we have Nagoose? Do we have Hawker?
I know Hawker's in there.
Yep.
But I don't think a full field has been released yet.
But you're getting pretty good look at the Paris podium.
Yes.
Back at it again. Now you got to look at the overall picture of the year. I think Kerr is on an absolutely different level.
Mm-hmm.
Now, that was a couple weeks ago. How long can you hold that? Is the fitness still where it was? Is this as meaningful? I will say a little bit of a credit to Grand Slam with their massive prize money that they brought in. They didn't actually pay a lot of it, is my understanding. But I do think they raised the bar in this event, had to kind of respond.
Yes. Yeah.
In that seems to be one of the driving for, like, why else would you do this race?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I think there's 150,000 reasons.
Yes.
That I can think of like that people are signing up for this. So that's cool.
That is cool. And it's something that is actually doable. It's one day, one meet, one competition.
That is the prize, right? It's $150K for the win.
I think so.
That's what
And when I first heard about it, I was like, we don't need another championship. But I do think the fields are, I'm only going to be calling the 1,500s and the 5,000s, but the 800s are looking really good. The 1,500s are looking really good. 5,000s are looking good. So it's a little sad for like the steeplers and some other people, but it's going to be fun, I think.
Well, if they knock it out of the park, then it's like you build and you grow and then you bring in everyone else.
But it's weird. Wouldn't you just do them all?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I don't know what the budget situation is.
Yeah.
And if you bring it down to like 30,000, does everyone show up? I don't know.
Okay. I have another question for you.
Okay.
It's off the cuff.
She pushed the beer. I'm nervous.
Did you see the interview with BBC and Michael Johnson?
I didn't.
Oh, okay.
I think I read it.
We need to discuss that next time because I don't know how Michael Johnson is the victim.
Oh no!
In Grand Slam track, but we'll get back to that.
Okay.
You watch it, and then we'll discuss it another time.
I don't know
Maybe
if
next
I can
week.
watch it, but I'll watch it. Marty.
Okay. What else? How are we doing?
I think we got time for one more super fast topic.
Oh yes,
which is world record in the half marathon. Hijalcha. Did I say the name right?
Yes.
Yep. He's been around for a long time. Mr. Number 2, Mr. Silver, always right there, but not breaking through. And I think most recently set what would have been the world record
in his debut.
London, in his debut, breaking 2 hours, but gets second. My God. So this was exciting. What was the time? 56?
56 something.
51-ish?
I just...
Wild.
I mean, it makes sense if you're breaking 2 hours. Right. But I just am like, I think he's fascinating to me because he had the world record indoor mile.
Yeah.
So his range is insane. And every time, he would race a 5,000 or a 10,000, I'd be calling it. I would always draw everyone's attention to him. And I'm trying to think of another athlete that had that much range. I mean, he debuted at the marathon at 1:59 and now he's run 56.
I'm going to pull up the exact number.
56:51. And he's been around for a while now too.
Yeah.
He was running for Alberto in the Oregon Project when he set that world record indoors. So I'm just fascinated by him. I would love to know, like, how does he stay healthy? What is his nutrition like? What kind of miles is he running? He's obviously a freak of nature.
Yeah. I mean, and also like the little jumpy thing at the finish line to celebrate. I'm like, no, bro, like your legs need to pop. Like they need to snap, you need to crumble and just be dust. Like that's how you finish after a world record. Just dust.
It's crazy. Yeah. I mean, the time is bonkers, but as we've talked about so much, the times are just bonkers. And when I think about sub 2 hours, 56:51 makes sense, but it's just ridiculous. And so he's running Valencia. Yeah. Okay. So I wonder if will he become the first athlete to never go over 2 hours in a marathon?
Wow, that's wild.
I mean, he could.
Very well could be, yeah. I mean, if he stops at the right time.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. It's crazy.
Well, what do you think about inspiration for Josh Kerr, who says he wants to move up, says 5,000, nobody watches it, wants to do the marathon next. He's run a downhill half, but it's 61. I mean, winter training, is this something that you go like, well, maybe this is inspiration, or is this just a different
That's
ballpark?
A different athlete.
Yeah.
I just think Josh Kerr and Kajalcha are not the same athlete, and that's okay.
Right.
And I love Josh Kerr. I love how he wants everything. I'm like, take a pit stop in the 5,000. Like, go there. Right. It's actually a great event. It actually does get a lot of love. And listen, I'm never going to say Josh Kerr can't do something, but him being a great marathoner, like an elite level major winning marathoner, it's hard for me to imagine.
I think, and I don't want to go into builds too much, but I think Josh has been very meticulous about getting his physique and his build and his race weight correct for the 15. Mm-hmm. And I think he would need to take that frame and then trim it down to get to Kajalcha, and then also have the energy and the strength to run 26.2. Mm-hmm. So I think just like how he's built might be a thing that hinders him a little bit.
And we know he's not a super high mileage guy.
Right.
And you got to be.
Yeah.
If you're going to be running 26.2. I mean, you don't have to be. Some of these guys are running 160 miles a week. You don't have to do that, but you got to be running 120, don't you think?
Yeah. I mean, the women are running 120, 130.
Yeah. I mean, I ran up to 135 myself.
Yeah. And that was before GPS. We don't even know.
Who knows? Yeah. And before super shoes, I was like freaking wrecked.
I want one year where they just say no super shoes in the marathon.
Me too. We should start our own race series where they're banned. No, I know. But we get a ton of money.
Yeah.
Like, think if the win was $1 million.
Oh, yeah.
But you can't wear super shoes and you have to run under 2:22.
Be fascinating.
It would be really fascinating.
It'd be fascinating.
Okay, well, I can't wait to watch Josh Kerr move to the marathon. If nothing else, it'll be fascinating. But I don't think he's going to do it anytime soon.
No, I hope not. I think he's got a long future on the track. He's still performing quite well, I think, at the mile.
He's doing all right, yeah.
And I think everyone's really excited to see the matchup in the 15. So that'll be the first of my.
Do you think that Josh Kerr is so pumped that Ingebrigtsen's going to be in that?
No, I mean, I think he is, but I think he wants Ingebrigtsen when he's at his best. And I don't think it's fair. I don't think anyone would say like, oh, this is the matchup of Paris.
True.
Like
that's true.
It's not a proper rematch, but I'm sure he would love to put another win in the Josh column.
Yeah.
So it's not going to hurt his excitement about it.
Is Cole Hocker going to just spoil the party for everybody? Or is Ethan Strand?
Or maybe Nagoose.
Yeah.
I think it could be someone who's been quiet for a little while, just at home training.
Yeah.
And regrouping from the beginning of the season.
Okay.
We'll see. Okay.
So that was your number one?
Yeah.
Okay. I am actually going to shout out my niece, Kaylee Martinez, who does not listen to the pod, but who invited Adam and I on her bar bike event. And it made me feel cool that she wanted us there. We were not. We didn't fit in. And even they were playing their music. And then finally she was like, you got to play some old people music. My aunt needs to be able to dance. So then they played some ABBA. Dang, but it was great. They all accepted it. So cheers to Kaylee. Thanks for inviting us. It was really fun to see. And it was fun to see her with her friends. Like she's a grown woman now, but it was like cool to be included in her life.
I love it.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with the Brooks Ghost Amp is what I believe they're called.
Nice.
I was checking them out. I've been wearing these on some second runs and some quicker runs. They have the new DNA Hype so many names, but the hype is real. It's like really poppy.
Okay, so tell me about this, because the Ghost is a little bit softer, but this one has pop, you say?
I think, to me, the Ghost, the regular Ghost, is a little bit stiff. The Ghost Max is real soft.
Do you wear the Adrenaline ever?
No.
Okay, all right.
And then the Ghost Amp has the DNA Hype, which is a Piba blend, I believe.
Okay.
And so it's like a little bit springier.
Yeah, I'm going to have to try that.
It feels like a faster day shoe to me.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and it's a pretty light, lower profile relative to a lot out there. So
yes,
it's been my go-to.
Like old school. You feel
like,
seen.
I can feel the ground.
Okay, I am going to just say what I already said again. Jenny Simpson,
good one.
Healthy, happy, back in Colorado. She has some travel coming up, but just excited to hear more about like what she wants to share with everybody, but so fucking good to see her healthy and happy.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to send it home with In Real Life Pods. So fun to have the gang here. We ordered beverages. They were like, can we see your ID? And there's a reason for that. And you'll find out next more. Week. And also, I'm going to pair this with Chicago Marathon's coming up soon.
It is.
So I think people should start getting excited about that. And we'll dig into that in the next couple weeks.
Yeah. Can't wait.
All right.